Spider-Man, one of the most beloved icons of all time, and truly one of the greats in the internet culture sphere. Spider-Man has some of the most iconic movies and TV shows of all time. Except this one, we don't really talk about that one. No Way Home is the third installment of the MCU Spider-Man series, and to be honest, I'm not really a big fan of this series. I enjoyed Homecoming and enjoyed Far From Home in the theaters, but after rewatching Far From Home in my house before the release of No Way Home, I thought, damn, this movie kinda shit. And I went into No Way Home thinking it was gonna be alright, probably with some lot of fan service, but with few like MCU quips, all that stuff, but I was blown away. I was surprisingly amazed, one could say. Haha, get it? It's the title of the video. Kill me now. Spider-Man No Way Home was fantastic to say the least. It really surprised me with its tone, and it was rather serious with its tone, which I really appreciate. No Way Home and Homecoming didn't really have a serious tone. It just felt like Spider-Man was fooling around in the city doing whatever Spider-Man does, but I never really truly felt like he was Spider-Man. The first half of this movie was kind of boring. It really wasn't bad, but it was just kind of rushed in my opinion. It was really cool seeing the villains back after a long time reprise their roles, but I didn't really care about them until later on. I was kind of waiting for the movie to actually start, but oh boy did the second half deliver. Probably the worst kept secret of all time. To no one's surprise, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are back as their roles as Spider-Man, and oh boy, they were great in this movie. In this movie, they felt like a natural continuation of their roles from their previous movie, rather than just some fan service bait, which I really liked. I also really liked the chemistry between all the three Spider-Boys. It was really entertaining to see these three interact with one another. It was really cool seeing how Andrew Garfield was super surprised over Tobey's web shooters and shit. That was super cool. And speaking of entertaining, the Green Goddamn Goblin, he completely stole the show for me. William Dafoe did so well as Goblin. It was really, really cool. He was really maniacal through the whole movie, and it was super entertaining to watch. He just had such good presence on the scene. Even though there were other villains, he was the one who truly stood out from the pack. I just wish he said way more out-of-pocket shit like this right here. Peter, your mama dead, your father dead, your uncle dead, your aunt dead. What do you mean? My aunt's still alive. She's right here. Look again. Sayonara, sucker. The rest of the villains were great as well. It was really cool to see Doc Ock back and Electro. I kinda like Electro in this movie. He was pretty funny, and Doc Ock was cool as well. But the inclusion of Lizard and Sandman was pretty I didn't really care about them at all. The Lizard had some funny jokes here and there, but I just didn't give a shit about them at all. And it was pretty bad. They had to reuse some of their previous scenes from the earlier movies. It kind of felt like the Lizard and Sandman didn't really want to be in this movie, but just Sony put them anyway just for the posters and shit. But this movie did two things in general really great for me. The first one being Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It truly felt like Peter Parker in this movie became Spider-Man. In this truly, he just does a lot of stuff and mostly just gets scot-free, especially in Far From Home. He feels like Iron Man Jr. rather than Spider-Man. But in this movie, it was like a huge slap across the face of the previous movies, in my opinion. With Peter truly understanding the words, with great power comes great responsibility. Peter in this series kinda whines a lot, and I'm not really a big fan of that. He was almost arrested in this movie, but straight after that, he didn't really care about it at all. He just was sad that he couldn't get into MIT. That's why I really like this line from the Goblin. It really puts into perspective Peter throughout these movies.
You're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
And also the ending of the movie is when I believe Peter Parker truly becomes Spider-Man in this trilogy. With everyone forgetting who he is, it's a great opportunity to make Peter go back to the roots of his characters, to be the everyday Spider-Man he actually was. But the ending kind of hurts my brain to try to think about it. Like, what happens to all the physical evidence of Peter, like his license or his photos? Do they just get Thanos snapped away or something? I don't know, it just hurts my brain just trying to digest it all. But the ending makes it feel like Spider-Man is reborn, and I really, really love that. The other amazing thing this movie did was the redemption of Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker after this abomination, and also this. I'm sorry, I just had to do it. I actually don't hate the second Amazing Spider-Man movie for how much I make fun of it. I think it was a decent movie, but it was just really, really disappointing. But people really, really liked him in this movie, so did I. Enough to make The Amazing Spider-Man 3 trend for a really, really long time. And I actually really want to see it. This movie kind of gives some backstory to what happens after Gwen dies. This movie also had some great action scenes like Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange or the final fight on the Statue of Liberty. And I also really, really liked the one-on-one fight against Spider-Man and Green Goblin. That was so cool to see. Peter, you have no drip.
Oh.
I do have some gripes with this movie. Like, the whole plot point of Peter getting arrested just came and went. And even though they had a really, really good lawyer, I just wished it went on for a bit longer. The first half of the movie felt really boring. I know it's to build up the plot of the second half, but it was actually really boring. I really wasn't invested. Only until the second half I started to really care about the movie and enjoy it a lot more. But in conclusion, Spider-Man No Way Home was a great movie, and it completely blew away my expectations, and I'm really, really excited for the future of this franchise, especially after the teaser we got at the end of the movie. I really hope this Flash doesn't become Venom. It looks so goofy, I'll hate that. Anyway, with that out of the way, this has been Spider-Man No Way Home. Surprisingly amazing. Also, if you enjoyed this content, please hit the subscribe button. It would do a massive favor. I hope you enjoy and have a great day or night wherever you're from. Thanks for watching.